Hello everyone and welcome back to another Roblox video. So today, I'm on a game called Legends Rewritten. Now, this game is pretty fun, alright? I've been having some fun on it, but it has a problem. And I mean a big problem. Like one so big it affects this entire game. The problem is that the tutorial is more of a disappointment than I am. I'm not even exaggerating this time now. This tutorial is just... And I would expect that from a game that's brand new. But this game isn't exactly new. It's been around for a little bit. And that is a huge problem, because if new players can't figure out what to do quick early on, then it's going to be really hard for them to get into it. There's a lot of stuff to do, like a lot of buttons and things you can click, just a lot of stuff. But the tutorial, if you can even call it that, it's just doesn't go into any of that. All it tells you is how to get a quest, all right? It tells you how to get quests. That's it. And okay, there's other people like NPCs you can talk to tell you some controls, but unless you talk to literally every NPC you see and interact with every interactable NPC, or if a player tells you, you're not going to find them. All right, you're not going to be able to realize that they will help you. I'm here. I'll tell you guys what to do, how to get started, and everything. So, lengthy intro. Now done. Let's get into it. So when you start, you'll have like nothing equipped, all right? Nothing in your hotbar, no clothes on or items equipped. And you'll have like arrows pointing you to this door. You can walk in here, and the arrows will lead you up these stairs to talk to this guy, all right? And he'll give you a quest. And that quest is to mine some bronze. Now, well, I've already done that quest. So, yeah. But it doesn't tell you where to go to mine the bronze, which is a huge mistake, because I didn't find any bronze until I walked all the way to the other side of the map. I didn't even realize there was bronze right outside the gate of this city. So yeah, all it tells you is to go mine some bronze, and that's it. That's your tutorial. And then even if you do finish it, he'll tell you to, make some stuff out of bronze here at the smithing. So yeah, that's basically the tutorial of this game. So, since it sucks, since it is just downright terrible, I will take it from here. So you go, you get the quest. Now, let's look at the controls, all right? So let's say you did all that, you got the quest, and, there. Now you have the quest, and you have no clue what to do from here. Those are basically the controls, all right? You got these down here, the X, the Z, X, and C. This is also where food goes, I assume. All right, I haven't really leveled up my cooking stat, but yeah. Cooking is just a cheaper but less effective version of potions. Now, your hotbar will be completely empty when you start out. So, you'll also have gold, you'll have your level, health, mana, which is your magic. Just as you can see, that uses magic. You won't start out with magic, and you have your stamina, which basically, when you sprint and when you attack and stuff, that uses up stamina, which you can increase by raising your speed stat. Which you can increase by, you can raise your speed stat to get more stamina. Simple as that. Now, let's talk about the menu. Oh, you also have this party button, which you can, create a party with another player. You can name it, create, and then invite other players, And then we'll talk about the rest of the stuff at the bottom, like the time and day and season, later. All right? So first up, let's get into our menu. Now, within the menu, you have a bunch of things, all right? You've got your main inventory. You've got your magic slots, all right? You've got stats. You can customize your avatar. You can also check what enemies will drop, any quests that you have in progress. All right. You can trade with players. You can change. This is the options. You can summon a boat. You got the world map, and you got the Game Pass shop. All right. You also have everything you have equipped over here. So, yeah. Now, when you start out, your inventory will not be empty. You will have like basic tools. So you'll have like a sword, a bow, a basic pickaxe. You have some arrows. Yeah, you'll have a fishing net. So you can equip whichever weapon you want to start out with, which will go in the slot 4. So, yeah. You can equip your pickaxe, slot 4, or your main weapon, you know. You can also dual wield if you have 2 swords. So yeah. You can press 4 to equip your weapon. Alright. And know that when you actually use it, if you're sprinting, like running, if you have your sprint turned on and you attack with it, your sprint will turn off. So yeah, you'll also find armor in here. Like as you get armor, it'll all go in here. Just all your items will go into here, and then you can choose to like equip items. Alright. Keep in mind, if you equip items to this slot, they will still appear here. All right, so yeah, this helmet, this is not an extra helmet in my inventory. This is the helmet I am wearing. Let's look at stats. All right, so yeah, you got a bunch of stats. You got health, attack, defense, magic, range, you know, just everything you can pretty much do. You can click on the stat, and it'll sort of give you an explanation. And it'll tell you what you can unlock, basically what you get to unlock, like what you can equip at a certain level. So, you know, my attack's at level 50, so the strongest item I can equip is the Blood Scythe, you know, Paladin Greatsword, Red Demon Necklace, you know, smithing tells you what you can craft. I mean, you guys get the picture, all right? So, yeah. Good to pay attention to what your stats are, because it'll tell you when you're ready for the next part. Now, let's look at magic. And honestly, I don't like how magic is done in this game. There are a couple different types of magics in the game, alright? You have, you know, ice, light, water, wind. You've got a whole bunch of things, you know, with, you know, some of which are good, some of which are not so much. Yeah, if you have a Game Pass, you can equip a 3rd magic slot, you know, and then switch between them. So yeah, but you won't be able to get any of that when you first start out. I'll show you guys how to get magic and which one to go for first. Like, which one I would recommend going for first, but yeah. You basically but what you can get is a blessing right at the start. You'll have 3 rolls, and so this will be empty. You'll have 3 rolls. You can click on roll. It'll roll a random blessing. Once it gives you that blessing, you can click on it. And then you can click this, and then click 5 to equip it to the blessing slot. All right, once that's done, you can actually activate it. And as you can see, you know, now we're using our blessing. Okay? Simple as that. You also get abilities, and yeah, the abilities go in the magic slots, all right? As you can see, it says magic, all right? 1, 2, 3. Those are where your magic abilities go. So yeah, as you can see, I've got mine equipped to slot 3. Now, I don't know if all blessings are like this, but for mine, in order to use the magic, the ability that Barrage gives, or the time stop ability that Warudo has, alright? As you can see, I can stop time for everyone around me. Alright, just a short little time stop. But in order to use that, or any of these, or the, you know, barrage attack, you need to raise your magic stat. But the thing is, fighting enemies with your blessing Like this you get, like the blessing itself, you get like right at the start. But all it does is raise your attack stat. Alright? It does not raise your magic stat fighting with this, which is unfortunate. I don't know if all the blessings are like that, but just be prepared for that to happen. If your blessing, like the main blessing, does raise your magic stat, definitely use that. But if not, you'll need to actually get magic in order to raise your magic stat and actually get a hold of, you know. So yeah, that is unfortunate. So, but yeah, now you got your weapon equipped, you know how to like control and stuff. Alright. Also, one more thing you can do with your weapon, alright? With your weapon equipped, you can also press E to counter. If an enemy hits you while you counter, they'll take damage, alright? You won't take damage, they will take damage. And it raises your defense stat. So far, the only two ways to raise your defense stat is by taking damage from an enemy or by countering. And I would highly recommend the counter route, because if you counter an attack successfully, you won't take damage. So, yeah, now you got your basic weapon equipped, you got your blessing. Whether you want to fight with it or not is up to you. Though, if you have one like mine, I would highly recommend it because it'll deal more damage than any weapon you have equipped. Alright? As you can see, that did like 78 damage. You know, that did damage around level 70, yet even though I got the scythe, which does 35 damage. As you can see, it does like double the damage of my actual weapon. Why are the cannons facing into the city? Like, I get the idea that it's, you know, aimed out towards the sea, but like, if you aim them downwards, that could end up really badly. And especially with all these bandits, like, right outside. So yeah, this guy will give you the quest, a starter quest to, you know, fight bandits, but, or, no wait, he'll give you a quest to start fighting goblins, but really, no. No. Let's finish your first quest, alright, with the bronze ore. There's bronze ore right outside the gate. Just simply go to your inventory, equip your pickaxe, and yeah, just hit it, alright? Just like using a main weapon, alright? And if you got a blessing, you can easily just switch to that in order to fight. In order to defend yourself when bandits do come over. Alright, you just kill them, wait for the ore to respawn, which it does pretty quickly, and then just keep mining it until you get all the bronze you need in order to complete the quest. Alright. And then just keep dashing all the way back, and then you can go up and talk to this guy. Alright? So yeah, that's the basics. Which I really wish that it would actually mark that area, you know, this is where you go to mine bronze and how you do it and stuff. It doesn't, and I ended up going all the way to the other side of the freaking map before I even found bronze. Did I say iron? I mean bronze, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, so you do a bunch of quests, you raise your stats using what I showed you. Oh, and if you still don't believe me about the, you know, issue with, like, you know, the tutorial, yeah, you don't learn to do this. You don't learn to counter. My timing's a little off. You don't learn to counter until, you know, you travel all the way to the other side of the map and find the NPC that teaches it to you. Yeah. As you can see, they're just taking damage. Yeah, it does require some timing. It might take a little bit of time to get the hang of it, but you can essentially just kill enemies just by blocking. Alright. Also, you can collect ingredients for alchemy here. But, yeah. But yeah, that is basically the way to raise your defense without basically killing yourself. But you don't learn it until you travel all the way to the other side of the map. Honestly, that's stupid. Developers, please add that NPC to this area, or have it so that this guy teaches it to you. Because he's at least lit up. He's right here. Have him teach you all the basics of attack, so you're just ready to go out and start using all your stuff, alright? Alright, so let's talk about magic. Now that we got the basic controls down, let's talk about magic, alright? So you got plenty of different magic types, you know, from blessings. But this, you're gonna need magic to use the third move, alright? At least you're gonna use magic to use, you're gonna need to raise your magic stat in order to use the ability your blessing has. But as far as I can tell, your blessing will only raise your attack stat. So you'll basically have to get magic in order to get the first ability. So let's talk about where to get magic. The first one I would recommend going for is ice. Ice is a good starter magic, alright? So what you're going to want to do is fly, or, alright, you probably can't fly, alright? If you don't have any magic, you can't fly. But what you're going to want to do is come over to this area, right? You got the main city there, just head over to this area over here. You'll find this lake, you can just go past it, you'll find this staircase leading into this tunnel. Now, on the other side of this tunnel is an area called, I think the Highlands, it'll tell us. Yeah, the Heights, alright? You'll come to the Heights. Alright? Look at the map, as you can see, you got the Heights here. This is where you start. Just go to the left until you hit the tunnel. Come to the Heights. And yeah, basically you're just going to want to follow this path up here, using your dashes. And you're going to want to go see these goblins. You're going to want to come up here and then travel up this ramp. See this waterfall? This waterfall is very important. Alright, we can jump down to the bottom, and behind it, in the bottom, is a cave. Now you see, the thing is, to get ice, you're going to need to be in the winter season. And this, not only is there seasons, but there's also weather. Alright? Now he's probably going to grab the magic, but yeah. For spring, summer, and fall, it rains, but in the winter, you got blizzards. And yeah, on the first blizzard in the winter season, the ice magic spawns, alright? It'll basically be this glowing blue snowflake right in the middle of this cave, at the bottom of the waterfall, alright? As you can see, we're right here on the map, in a cave right behind the waterfall. You just have to wait for the first blizzard, and then it will spawn in. Ah, there it goes. It is now... I can kind of hear it. I can kind of hear the winds blowing, but yeah. Basically, the first blizzard, the ice artifact will spawn in. You can go ahead and collect it, just like any item in the game, and yeah, now you have it. So you can go to your inventory, click on the ice artifact, and it'll let you learn magic, you know, and then you can just equip it. I've already got it equipped, so it's not going to do it for me, but, you know, if you're brand new, I'm willing to bet you don't have it, so yeah, it will work for you. So what you're going to want to do is sort of leave this area. It'll also turn your dash into a sort of ice skate ability. And the thing about magic is that, you know, when you're on the ground, even if you hold it down, it'll only give you like a short-range dash. Alright, as you can see, it's only teleporting me forward shortly, but if you jump up, you can hold it down, and then you can fly. And with ice, it basically creates platform. You can just continue platforming and stuff. You can basically control the direction of ice, but going up takes a while. Yeah, basically similar to what I'm doing there. I don't know how to switch back to the ice platform because I got light equipped, but yeah. So, you have your ice magic equipped. Yeah, just go into here. You can equip it to this slot. You can click on the spells that you have, depending on your magic level, right? As you can see, our magic level is 61, so we can even go up to Glaciate. So yeah, the level is dependent on your magic level. But yeah, you'll have Ice Shards, which is really simple attack, but really easy to sort of learn. I would recommend having your shift lock turned off for this to make aiming easier. As you can see, just shooting him with that will raise your stats, alright? And it also freezes them, you know. Really good starter move, alright? It's a good range attack. You know, you do have to be accurate, but I mean, honestly, if you're fighting enemies at a long enough distance, that's not going to be a problem. They'll just be walking and it'll be easier to hit them. You know, just put your cursor on them and click away. You can spam it, and it'll cost mana. And then the higher you raise your magic stat with it, the more mana you'll have. So yeah, just keep leveling it up until you get to 15. Now, the level 5 move, it's okay, but I would longer recharge, more damage. But honestly, not as much range. And as you can see, you have to be extremely accurate with this one. Would not recommend using it too much. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that one. But the third move, Frostbite, that's a really good one, alright? With Frostbite, it doesn't matter what's between you and them. It will spawn ice where you click. And it is area of effect based. Slight area of effect. So yeah, you could be behind, they could be, see, as you can see, there is a rock between me and this enemy. Oh. After I kill this dude. As you can see, there's a rock between me and this enemy. I cannot hit him with my ice shards. Alright? I can't shoot through the rock. However, if I use the third move, no problem. And this is what makes ice the best attack to go with first. Because you can kill bosses so easily with this. So if we jump all the way up this first mountain, well, they're not spawned in right now. But there is a boss that can spawn up there. What you can do is sort of jump up, use the attack, then jump down. Wait for it to recharge. Jump up, use the attack where they're standing, and jump down. And the thing is, they won't attack, this boss will not attack you until you jump up here. So if you jump on, you know, if you're like, you know, hanging from the side like this, they won't attack you. Yeah, it is that easy. Alright? With other bosses, you will have to, like, sort of keep your distance. Another boss spawns down here, you can just hit him with that, you know. And the range on this is insane. There is a max distance, but, you know, definitely outside of their aggro range. So, you know, you can definitely stay far enough away that they won't start running towards you, and then just spam them with this. And the thing is, when it comes to magic, each of these gives more experience than the last. Now, Ice Quake and Glaciate are definitely, you know, close range attacks, but yeah. So yeah, that is Ice Magic. I would definitely recommend this one for fighting bosses with, because you can use it from behind cover. I wouldn't recommend it so much in PvP because of the accuracy. Definitely good for behind cover. Or even a sneak attack. Because it does deal some decent damage. So you're over here, you got the Ice Magic. I would recommend working on your mining, because with your mining stat, you can like get better ores, and then you can use those ores to smith items, all right? Raising your smithing lets you get better items, and this area has some really good ores. So basically just equip your pickaxe, and then just start mining things. You will have to turn your sprint back on every time you use the pickaxe. But yeah, just start mining things. Really work on your mining stat, and then if enemies walk over, work on your magic stat as well. Alright, as you can see, we're just mining, and then, you know, you got some enemies here. Just take them out really quickly. And the thing is, you can also use your magic while running. So as you can see, I'm still like sprinting, but using my magic. And then the ores will just quickly respawn. Just run around. And then, you know, as you keep an eye on your magic, so yeah, as you keep an eye on your mining stat, it'll tell you which ores you're capable of mining. So yeah. Definitely, you know, come over here. Would also recommend working on your defense stat while you're here. There is a lot of grinding in this game, but still, a lot of fun. Yeah. And yeah, you can counter with your pickaxe, as you can see. And I think they're hitting each other as well. You won't get any drops from them if you kill them with a counter. If you hit them first, and then kill them with the counter, it'll, you know, it'll give you their drops, and then you can just go around mining stuff. Although after you do the black ore, which you think is coal, but it's not coal. So yeah, then you can come up here, and then you can eventually get to this adamant ore. Alright. And then, you know, basically just work on your mining stat. You know, work on your defense. And then, you know, attack, defense, and mining stat. And then, as you know, come up here. And yeah, just keep moving up the place. You get rune ore up here, and now once you get your mining skill up to a certain point, to level 40. Once you get your mining skill to level 40, then you come down here. Alright, let me show you guys. Better look at this spot, alright? You'll see this. You'll see this area right here. You know, we walked up this area. Just go all the way to this cliff right here. You got this boulder and the sign up there as a boss. And then you can jump down here, and there is a temple. It is called a shrine. The Shrine of Light. You'll have gold, dragonstone, crystal, and starlight ore, alright? Alright, first you'll be able to mine some gold, and then you'll be able to mine dragonstone, then you'll be able to mine the purple crystal, and then you'll be able to get the stardust ore, which is blue. Alright, once you get to this area, then go for light. Now, the reason I said to go for ice first was because it's, you know, not only is it easy to get to, but, you know, it's easier to get than light. Alright? You simply have to wait. It will always spawn on the first blizzard of winter. So it's not going to take long for it to spawn. However, with light, it only spawns on the first day of summer at a random time. It could be at the start, it could be near the end of the day, but just at a random time. Which means if you're here waiting, while you're waiting for it to spawn in, you can mine the ore. That's what I did. I would highly recommend doing that rather than just coming straight here and waiting and doing nothing and stuff. Because There's also another problem. The light spawn can glitch, where the sprite will spawn in, like you'll have the light artifact floating here, but it will not let you pick it up. It won't let anyone pick it up, and then it'll just eventually despawn. It is a bug, and it happened to me 2 times in a row when I was trying to get light. So, yeah, I would highly recommend, so you might have to come back multiple times to do it. I would highly recommend getting your mining skill high enough to at least get gold ore before coming to this cave and waiting. Because it lets you, I mean, even if you have like a day, a day or two before the first day of summer, you'll at least have something to do while you wait. Because if you're just standing there waiting, you can get bored really easily. And if you're bored when you're playing a game, you're not playing it right. Games are meant to be fun and entertaining. So if you're bored, you're doing it wrong. Or you need to get a different game. And I want to see this game grow. So, yeah. Definitely get your mining skill up so you can get the stuff in this cave while you're waiting for the light artifact to spawn in. And light is really good because not only is it an extremely good traversal ability, but it also deals some pretty decent damage. You got Light Beam, which is basically just spammable. Not as fast as, say, Ice, but, And then go to Light Shards, which is a better attack. As you can see, deals a lot more damage and gives a lot more experience. Yeah. Definitely good to go for Ice because that first move is better than Light's first move. Then you get... Alright. Then Light's second move is pretty decent. Third move, Light Blast as well. It's an explosion. Kind of spammable. Some decent range, decent area of effect. You don't have to be super accurate with it. And then with Light Kick, it's not exactly my favorite. Because in order to use it, you can start with this attack, which charges it up, and then you can do this. Honestly, now it's okay. Honestly, I prefer it over, anything Ice has. Like, once you get this move, use this move on bosses. Like, especially if you're behind cover, and then, use this move to grind for magic experience, because it gives more experience than Ice's move, alright? So yeah, it gives a decent amount of experience, but yeah, it requires 2 clicks instead of just 1. But if you're a fast enough clicker, you can do that. With Ice and Light, definitely good powers to have for grinding. Now, let's look at one more trick I want to show you guys. Up here. Let's say you're, you've been grinding up your defense with those guys, but, all the NPCs that are stronger than those knights I was just fighting, like the knights that were spawning there and stuff that I was just fighting, they're basically the strongest melee opponents you will fight. Like the strongest normal NPCs that will fight with melee. So they're basically the strongest normal NPCs that you can use to raise your defense using counter. The rest of them, like all the even stronger NPCs, you'll have to get hit to raise your defense with them. And getting hit probably isn't the best strategy. That's where this boss comes in. While these guys give around 50 experience, they'll give around 50 experience each time you counter their attack. But this boss right here, he only uses melee attacks. Oops. I mistimed that. But this dude gives you over 100. Alright, and he's really easy to counter. My recommendation is waiting till his... Because, like, he'll draw his weapon slowly. He hits slowly. So, once he draws his weapon back to, like, full swing and starts to swing backwards, like, that's when you block, alright? Once his weapon reaches its full charge, that's when you press the button. Alright? Maybe a little bit before that. But yeah, as you can see, if you press the button right when he's like got his weapon ready to swing, like once he draws it up to its full potential, then you press the button and counter, and you will block it every time. If you do it right, you will block it every time. But as you can see, I did it too soon. Now, as you can see, they're collecting their rewards, alright? So everyone who fights a boss gets their own reward, so you don't have to worry about someone coming in and stealing your rewards. Alright? Kind of glad that they appeared then, so that, you know, I could demonstrate that. But yeah, as you can see, very simple, very easy, alright? That is actually probably the best way that I know of to raise your defense stat. Because other bosses are smaller, they're faster, you know, harder to counter. But he's super easy and gives a decent amount of experience. Fishing is really easy if you know how to do it. And yes, there is a trick to it. So basically just equip your fishing item, you click the hook. Now what you need to do is just click this hook, like click it as fast as you can, trying to keep it in the middle. Alright. Now remember, it can go into the red on the other side, so don't be just spamming it or using an auto clicker. Alright. Just make sure it's always in the blue line and you'll be good. You can see our fishing level is going up every time we catch something, and yeah. Now I believe eventually all of these will respawn, so yeah. But there's also plenty of them, so it doesn't matter. Alright, and then once you have it, you can come to the area and then, you know, just cook items. And then you can also get a mount, which here you get a regular horse, but if you press H, you can summon a mount. Now this is one I actually found in from a chest. Like, chests will spawn all over the map. Yep, there's a chest down here. So yeah, you'll basically find these chests and you can get some random loot out of it. And yeah, that's where I got a butterfly egg, and it gave me this mount, but I mean, I can already fly, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this is helpful to you developers. If you're listening, like if you do somehow notice I exist and that this video exists, please fix your tutorial. It took me a while to figure out a lot of the stuff I put into this video. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, or this has been helpful to you, please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button, as both of those things really do help out the channel. And yeah, with that, my friends, sayonara.